Hey everyone, Crash from Crash Customs, Lake Havasu, Arizona. I am still moving forward on the 1954 Ford Victoria Crestline. Cut, weld, grind, fit, find new rust spots, and repair them. Rear lower quarter piece is fully welded and ground down smooth along the seam here, and the spot welds I have to do. That's what I was gonna do next, and let me show you what happened here. This piece overlaps this piece from the factory. These were spot riveted holes, so I went to just tap this down to get it nice and tight on there, and all this broke out. It's look at how bad that is. It's like I can't get ahead. Can't get ahead. It's yeah. No. Man, did you see that mess? I wasn't even gonna grab the camera, but it was like never ending. Trying to get that filler. You wouldn't believe what they did. All this lighter color in there, that's filler. I haven't even reached the end of it yet. They mudded it all up. And then underneath, this is that hairy stuff, fiberglass, hear it? So it's obviously an outer piece that has to be made, which is made, and an inner piece. Let me grab. This one is ready to cut out the bad, put in the new. Fairly easy piece, although it did take some time. 90 on my little mini brake and shrinker stretcher to get these curves. Not too bad. Little hammer and dolly work here and there. That piece is ready. All right, all their filler is out. It was all the way into here, so that's at least 1.5 inches front to back, and 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch up and down, filled with some kind of filler. Interesting, I don't know if you can see in there, but from the factory there's like a matted like black tar substance. I imagine, to seal this all up. So there was filler in there technically from the factory, but it was this black stuff that's kind of soft, and the rest of the stuff was filler. I have this all cleaned up so I can duplicate it to go underneath this one. Right there, basically. Trunk piece is made. This is the rusty, crusty part of it, anyways, that I cut out. Ended up cutting out quite a bit more than this. And this is the new one. There's a lot of shape to this. This was kind of a challenge to make, especially for the space that I had to work. Had to slide it in this way or slide it in from there. I think I had it in and out like a million times. It was ridiculous. Let's fit it in there, and I'll show you what's up. Clamps and magnets. It's fitted, but you can see from like the back side here how tight this all is, and it was a challenge sliding that in and out about a million times to get the right fit. It's ready to be welded in, and I definitely think it's to 1954 Ford standards, probably a little better. Trunk piece that I made is in, welded, seam sealed. Here it is, obviously from the underside, and I'll drop it down and show you from the inside of the trunk. But none of this was fun, and it was impossible to film the way I was. I welded from the inside and a little bit underneath here too. Let me drop it down. Welding blankets everywhere. There's a rubber mat in here and some, factory cardboard panels. Sparks, man, they always seem to start something on fire, or at least burn it real good. Here we are. This was, you gotta be real flexible to be leaning in here and twisting your wrist and holding the trigger for the welder. But she's in, she's done. Put some black paint on it and some undercoat, and we're good. This piece is next. This is a chunk of what I pulled out. Pretty crusty. That goes in the pile. Here we are, welded in, ground down, and this is really as far as I'm taking this. I do have a new plan for this piece. I had a couple suggestions, which was in line with what I was thinking about doing. So I want to attack this next, get this side done. All right, last time I was explaining how all this is fitted, rockers fitted, and this is starting to be fitted, and there's a huge gap here, right? And in the heat of the moment, just fitting it, I was thinking how to correct this gap, slice this, shrink this, weld it back up, right? That is more work, and I've thought about it, and I had a couple people suggest the same thing to me, and I think they're right. What I'm going to do is basically I'm going to cut here about, and then just over. Just take this whole section out. And the original metal, I believe, is good. Obviously, wherever I cut will be good metal. And just because you bought a whole panel doesn't mean you have to use the whole panel. If I wanted to use this whole panel, it would be more time consuming and a greater cost to the customer. And I'm pretty sure he don't want that. And I have plenty of work. I don't need to stroke this and get more hours out of it. I want to get it done and get it on to the next step. So I'm going to take the new panel off, clean up the original sheet metal, and make some cut lines. And basically I'm just going to eliminate this part of the new panel, make life easier and more affordable for everyone. This was definitely the way to go. It's coming out great. Just a few spot welds to hold it in place. But you can tell this lower body line lines up perfect. Obviously, more welding, grinding, and spotted along the bottom. I still got a spot along here. Once everything's finalized, make these holes a little bigger for the trim, test fit that. New piece, fitted, welded in, done. Spotted in on the bottom and the lip. All the welding is like 90% done. There's a little filler piece I need to make here. When they reproduce this piece and this piece, they were planning on people leading this like it was from the factory. So this does not meet all the way up to this body line. So I'm gonna make a filler piece, weld that in yet. I am pretty much done welding and grinding on this. There are a couple spots that I need to hit with the hammer and dolly, just real lightly, and I can move on to the rest of the car. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you weekly content on all the projects in the shop. Thanks.